All right, let's just dive right into this. So it's been a while, gentlemen. What has it been 2.5 weeks since our last episode that we filmed?
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it has been. But we're back and better than ever. We got a lot to talk about. A lot of it having to do with Godzilla vs. Kong, now on HBO Max. We are not sponsored by HBO Max, but it is on there if you want to watch it, or it's in theaters.
It's on here if you want to sponsor us,
Yeah, exactly.
Play it.
But today we'll talk about the dream fights that we'd like to see in upcoming movies, a la Godzilla vs. Kong, Batman vs. Superman, all those other ones that have come out in the past. We'll give our thoughts on Godzilla vs. Kong. We're going to hold those off till the feature presentation, rather than in the what we watch section. Try something new. And just let you know ultimately what we thought about it. But before we get to that, let's talk about what our favorite versus movie has been prior to Godzilla vs. Kong. We won't spoil what our thoughts were on this new one at this point in time, but what has been your favorite before that? So I guess we've got Freddy vs. Jason, Batman vs. Superman, Alien vs. Predator. You got the old Kong vs. Godzilla, stuff like that. What are you guys thinking?
I think for me, it's got to be Alien versus Predator because they don't team up to fight something else.
They just they just go after each other the whole time.
Yeah, and he befriends the human at the end, and he does the charades where he tells her it's a bomb, and she goes, "Oh yeah, now I speak Predator now."
Turns out to be a buddy movie.
Yeah, it was so ridiculous, but I mean, they're all ridiculous, I guess, right?
I remember that movie being fun.
They are all absurd.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the second one?
No,
Anyone?
but I heard it was gory as shit.
No.
Yeah,
there was a second one.
That the third one was PG-13, or the first one was PG-13, and then the second one they went back to the R rating of the movies, which is what people wanted from Alien vs. Predator.
Yeah,
but yes, the fact that Doug isn't aware that there was a Alien vs. Predator Requiem.
I remember the first one.
Yeah, I saw the first one. I didn't see the second one.
I didn't see the other one.
They lost me after the first one.
I wonder why, when you're making a versus movie, you're like, who cares about plot? We're just gonna have them fight.
I mean, that's the way you should do it. Just a fucking 90-minute brawl.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about these supporting characters or anything like that. Like, I would go with Freddy versus Jason being my favorite one.
Yeah, that was gonna be my.
That's what I would too.
Yeah.
But I didn't give a shit about the characters. Like, the human characters, they're just there to die, which they all did in pretty good fashion. But Freddy vs. Jason, they didn't team up in that one either.
I don't know. They were
how
fighting
much
each
fighting
other.
did they actually do?
I think they had two fights. They had one in the dream world, and then they had one on the real world.
Right.
I think they split the two fights.
And then the rest of it was them killing all the human characters.
And that's why I think I didn't like it as much, is because it was like 75% of the movie was them just murdering those stupid teenagers.
Yeah.
And then the stupid teenagers beat them in the end, right?
I think the movie ended with Jason walking away with
Freddy's head, but he was alive.
And Freddy winks, and then the movie ended. Yeah. So like Jason won, but like Freddy's still technically alive.
You remember they were going to do a sequel, like for the longest time, with Ash. It was going to be Ash
that was
versus
one
Freddy
that they talked
Jason.
about.
That was like a rumor for a very long time.
Maybe they would have brought Beyonce into it, since Kelly Rowland died in Freddy vs. Jason. They could have had the whole Destiny's Child crew.
Oh my god!
Shout out to Freeberg and Freddy vs. Jason too.
But yeah, I remember we saw that. We definitely saw that movie in theaters. Was it? Valley View or one of the other theaters?
No, Valley View was the only one stupid enough to play it. I think
one of the local theaters in our town. But I remember that movie being ridiculous, of course. But I remember being a lot of fun. I remember it was dumb
fun.
Yeah, like we had
we were pumped to see it before it came out.
Yeah,
we warmed ourselves up by renting at Blockbuster like all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, some of the Friday the 13th movies. Quickly gave up on them because they're terrible.
The ones that
they're pretty bad,
at least.
But I think we were.
We never got the Tom Arnold one.
The Civil War count?
I would say
so. Then I changed my vote. Civil War.
I guess we probably all would, since it's a good movie.
It's actually really good.
It's actually like a good movie.
And the others are guilty pleasures.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Civil War should count.
Wins. I mean, the whole marketing was built around like Team Cap and Team Iron Man. So, yes, Captain America Civil War wins.
They legitimately do fight, and they don't team up and fight against something else. They just legitimately fight each other.
Yeah, it's all part of Zemo's plan. But we'll get to Zemo later when we talk about Falcon Winter Soldier. All right. But yeah, let us know who you'd like to see fight on the silver screen. Let us know what your favorite ones have been so far. Your thoughts on Godzilla versus Kong. We're going to get to a bunch of those things later in our future presentation, but stick around and we'll get to that later. All right, welcome to Live Breathe Film, episode 38. You're here with Corey, Doug, JP, and Murph. Thanks as always for joining us. Before we get to our main topic for today, which, like we said, will include our thoughts on Godzilla vs. Kong, let's run through some news and what we watched over this past week, including the series premiere of The Mighty Ducks, Game Changers, and episodes 2 and 3 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. All right, news. So we're going to break it up into announcements, box office, release dates, and trailers. There is some overlap because there's been a lot of release date news and trailers that have dropped because of those changes in release dates. But it's positive news for a change for the most part in regards to movies and actually coming out in theaters, which all has a result to do with Godzilla vs. Kong and its strong opening weekend. The positive news, at least. The negative news is Disney focused, but we'll get to that. As far as new announcements, who's jazzed for Knives Up or Knives Out 2 and 3?
I'm super pumped for this.
Definitely.
I was worried about it for a while.
It's weird that it's on not coming on Netflix though.
Yeah, how much money did they spend?
It was like it was a really big movie in theaters. $400 million.
Wow.
I continue, and this happens every single time, but like, where are they getting this money? It's just like bananas.
From
your subscription.
But they have overhead.
And you.
Your subscription that you don't watch any of their stuff and use any of their broadband.
I'm not paying for it anymore.
Yeah, but every month that you don't watch Netflix, but you pay for it, another Benoit Blanc movie gets made, and I'm all about that.
Cheers to that.
Yeah,
get that subscription going again.
I mean, it's great, but it's incredible that they still have the money to throw around like hundreds of millions of dollars like this.
Yeah, and I have to imagine they'll be in theaters probably for a couple weeks before it's on Netflix or simultaneous. I mean, the whole game has changed because of COVID.
Yeah.
So
it's $400 million to buy the rights to it, and then they got to pay for the movie to be made on top of that.
Correct.
Yeah.
God damn.
Oh yeah. So Netflix.
Yeah, I thought I read that.
No,
I read something about Daniel Craig getting like $100 million for this movie or something.
Jesus, I did not read that, but Daniel Craig's back. He's the only returning cast member. It's going to be all new cast for, I imagine, both movies, 2 new mysteries. We know the second one will be set in Greece, and they start filming in June. So, I mean, I can imagine if they wanted, they can get this out in December because it can't take long to film a Knives Out movie.
Yeah.
No, probably not.
They could.
I don't know.
Not a lot of special effects.
It might end up being a 2022 release, but I mean, if they did get it out, that'd be fantastic.
Here's the thing, though. They really got to knock it out of the park with the cast because it wasn't all just Daniel Craig that did it. That cast was stacked, and I think you need to have really good character actors for this to work.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Get a lot of like old reliable actors from like the 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
Some younger actors that are popular today. Because it was a perfect like melting crock pot of actors in that last one. So hopefully they can replicate that success. All right, let's move on to box office. So like I said, Godzilla vs. Kong, it came out, it did gangbusters, and it's gonna lead to the movie theaters actually making money again. It had a $32.2 million dollar opening weekend, 48.5 over the 5-day holiday weekend. So it's going to top 10 it and be the biggest movie of the pandemic era already, like by this weekend. It'll be the biggest movie since Invisible Man was cut short during the start of the pandemic. I mean, the only thing that we'll have to see is how close he can get to like Sonic the Hedgehog or Bad Boys for Life, which were probably the only two movies of 2020 that weren't that impacted by the pandemic. And they were the two biggest movies of 2020. These Godzilla movies were super front loaded, but we'll see how this one does. I don't think any of us saw it in the theaters, but
I haven't even seen it. Yeah, no, I've been busy.
No worries. We'll get to that later. What were you gonna say, Doug?
I was just gonna say a couple of things. First, we have to remember Tenet had a big asterisk next to it based on the way they reported the data, including additional days in their opening weekend that weren't actually part of the opening weekend. And then the other thing I was gonna say is I think a lot of like the LA area, California, like just opened back up, right?
Yep.
So I would imagine that plays into this a little bit too.
Yeah, LA's open now. New York's open now. Obviously, they still have capacity limits of like 25%. But yeah, I mean, those are the two biggest markets in the country. But I mean, it doubled the biggest opening of the pandemic era. Like its opening was close to what Onward made a week before the pandemic started.
Damn.
So
wow.
People want to go back to the movies. I mean, if you had 100% capacity, like no limits at all, it would have been interesting to see how much it grossed, and if it wasn't on HBO Max.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see what some of these movies make this summer.
Mm-hmm.
They could make way more than I was even expecting, like last month.
Yeah, it's cool to see that even though it's been released at home, it's still making money in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Wild, absolutely wild.
Yeah, I mean, it's the type of movie where like you want to be around people and like hooting and hollering because it's just dumb popcorn movie, and see it on a huge screen. I mean, I know Doug, you wanted to see it in IMAX, like you thought it'd be that type of movie, but we're not quite there yet.
Yeah.
But we will soon enough, where we'll see these big movies in theaters. I mean, I know I'm looking forward to seeing Top Gun in IMAX this summer. Suicide Squad, I'll probably see in IMAX. We'll talk about Suicide Squad later, or in theaters. I don't know if it's in IMAX, but yeah, let's get into those release dates. Yeah, go for it.
No, I was just gonna say this is kind of still not the greatest. I mean, it's a good test for like the big blockbusters, but it'll be interesting to see how other movies that aren't these big blockbuster movies that typically drive crowds to theaters perform as we kind of move forward.
Yeah, I know. Nobody.
These movies were always drawing crowds.
Nobody, which opened the week prior, had close to like a $7 million opening weekend, which like if it was pre-pandemic, I would have been like, okay, it's like a kind of a lackluster weekend, but like during the pandemic, my God, it's actually pretty good weekend. So I don't know. Yeah, you're totally right. Like it'll be interesting to see what like these, I don't know, mid-budget type movies make versus the huge ones. Come May, June, July, etc. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But people have faith that people want to go back to the theaters, like we're going to talk about right now. A bunch of movies have moved up. So yeah, let's get right into that. But yeah, the week prior to Godzilla vs. Kong, since we've been off for the past 2 weeks, Disney did one of their latest bombshell announcements where they pushed a lot of things, announced like new release strategies, and because of that, a lot of things kind of tumbled with it, whether they got moved up or moved back. So let's jump into those. Black Widow no longer kicking off the summer. It's now going to be opening in theaters and on Disney Plus July 9th. That was when Shang-Chi was originally supposed to be coming out. But yeah, now it's kind of doing the whole Raya and the Last Dragon, not even Mulan. Mulan was in theaters in America. Just Raya and the Last Dragon.
Yeah.
Their technique of doing paying for it on Disney Plus or seeing in theaters. I think all of us would, if we're going to see it, we would see it in theaters versus paying $30 on Disney Plus, especially by July. Did you guys check out the new trailer that came out this week?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Hyped for it or
nope?
Yeah, I'm
not really.
You. It's kind of just here. It's coming out, but it doesn't seem like anything special. Corey, I know you've been waiting for a Natasha feature for a long time.
I mean, I'm excited for it, but I'm not like as hyped as I was for it for sure. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see like that story finally get told. It is a shame that all of these things happened and kind of killed the momentum for this one.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, I think the momentum was killed when you killed Natasha in Endgame, and like it's taking place before the blip, when like now everyone wants to see like what happens after.
Yeah,
kind of like what WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier are doing.
Yeah,
and this kind of looks like more of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like that same type of action.
Yeah.
It looks. They really didn't put anything in the trailer that was flashy. It just seemed like a generic action movie with Scarlett Johansson.
I personally noticed that it seemed like I mean, this really doesn't make it that much of a difference, but I noticed that the special effects look a little bit better.
Yeah, I thought the special effects looked pretty good.
It looked like they took the time and just went back and like did like another pass like on the special effects. But yeah, I mean, it's without a doubt like a generic espionage action movie. At least that's what it looks like. Who knows? It might be amazing, but we'll see.
Yeah, it might have ramifications that we are unaware of in regards to the MCU.
At the end of the day, I think it's going to be really good. I think it'll be one of those movies that, like, especially by July, people aren't going to really be focusing on it. But I think it'll come out and it'll be good. It'll like surprise people. That's what I think.
It feels like Captain Marvel to me, like a by the numbers, action movie that's going to be enjoyable, but pretty forgettable. I could do this. I'd almost prefer like a 6-hour movie of this rather than seeing it.
It seems like the type of thing that
like a Disney
would
Plus.
make more sense on Disney Plus than in theaters.
Yeah.
I don't know. This year just seems like the Disney Plus stuff from them is going to be better than the movies. And then next year is when the movies are going to be like killer.
But I think that was also because of what we've been dealing with. I think like obviously they were developing that stuff, but I think like they kind of they read the tea leaves a little bit and they were like, we're going to double down on.
It would have just been last year versus this year, because the same movies got delayed. Well, yeah, the same movies got delayed just the following year, and then there ended up just being more TV shows. This year, which is beneficial, for their favor. But all right, any other thoughts on Black Widow?
No.
All right. Then the other movie that they're doing the same strategy for, both theaters and paying on Disney Plus, is Cruella. That's coming out May 28th. It is interesting that they are doing this whole theaters and Disney Plus, considering Raya and the Last Dragon, I don't think did that great on either, as far as I can tell, because box office was not good, and I haven't heard them bragging about how much it made on Disney Plus, so I'm assuming it's not that good. So it is kind of weird that they're doing it again. I thought they would just went straight to theaters for both of these movies. But yeah, they did drop another trailer for Cruella. I don't, Corey, did you see it, or was I the only one who saw this one?
I saw it, but I didn't actually watch the trailer. I saw it.
Yeah, it's more of this. It's basically more of the same from the last two looks we've gotten on it, like the one from I guess it was the Grammys and the first trailer. It really just looks like Emma Thompson versus Emma Stone. and they did actually show Dalmatians in this one. So I guess they're coming into play and making it more apparent that it has that Cruella DeVille has a thing with Dalmatians. But ultimately, it looks fun. It still is looking like Joker light for children, but yeah, I'll probably check it out in theaters. It's not something I would pay $30 for. I'm not paying $30 for anything when it comes to like a rental or even like purchasing. Like I have a $20 limit.
It makes infinitely more sense when you have screaming children to pay $30 for something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't justify that price
just for yourself. No.
Yeah. Even if I was going to watch it like with somebody else, that's still too much for a rental. But all right,
you had like 4 people.
4 people, yes, I can justify.
Total.
Yes, that I can justify. The math just works so like very much in its advantage in that case. But another one, which this was kind of a surprise. I mean, it's actually a very big surprise. Pixar once again getting the Shaft. Their new one, Luca, it is going straight to Disney Plus for free. So it's going the same route as Soul. And then Onward got fucked right before the pandemic and ended up on Disney Plus like within a month. So this is like their 3rd time in a row where they're essentially a Disney Plus movie. It's considered like the gift for audiences this summer on Disney Plus, kind of similar to Hamilton last summer. But
it's a good gift.
Yeah, I mean it's cool, but by June I would prefer to go see it in a theater.
Yeah.
I have to. You have
which
to.
Is the fact that I don't have the option. I'm annoyed about.
Yeah. You have to think that all the employees that have worked on this movie or worked on all of these movies over the past, 16 months, I guess, whatever, they must be pissed off. It's like, oh, this movie that I was expecting to go into theaters, now is just going onto Disney Plus. And then that's happened, what, like 4 times now? 3 times?
3 times. And similar, like all the people working with Warner Media and
I would be livid.
Everything going on HBO Max. They're not even going to be the biggest thing on Disney Plus in June because Loki comes out in June. So
it's terrible.
It's a shitty situation for them. I feel for them. I would imagine by their next movie in 2022, they won't have to worry about this problem anymore. It was just surprising.
There must be something there.
Yeah,
there must be something that Disney's seeing, like where families aren't. I don't think families are going to go to theaters to see these Pixar movies, or must be something in their analysis where they decided that
I don't know what they're seeing because people saw Tom and Jerry in theaters. Like The Croods was in the top 5 box office from the end of November to last week, and it was on PVOD since December. So like families are like kind of the only reliable people going to movies right now, until there's besides big movies like Godzilla vs. Kong and Tenet. But yeah, I guess they must be. Maybe they're getting more subscriptions. Maybe they see when a Pixar movie drops, subscriptions go up. I don't know.
The Pixar movies aren't like Premier Access, right? They're not like $30.
No, they're like direct to DVD.
Yeah,
essentially.
That is.
But they made Raya and the Last Dragon is $30.
Yeah. Like they're making their movies, like their homegrown animation movies, versus the companies they acquire, like special, which is kind of, I don't know, kind of fucked up. But yeah, they had some other. Basically, now I'm just going to run through a bunch of other things that are less big Disney movies that got pushed around, and other movies that got pushed around because of these shakeups. So yeah, Mortal Kombat got pushed back a week. No big deal. We'll all watch it at the end of April, April 23rd when it comes out. It just now has some more breathing room in between Godzilla vs. Kong and when Black Widow is supposed to open, since Black Widow's now moved to July. So now, I mean, you could kind of call this the summer kickoff movie if you want. It's not the biggest movie to kick off a summer, but it'll be fun to watch. Spiral, the Saw movie, they moved that up a week, so that's coming out May 14th.
So pumped for that.
So that's, I guess, that's technically the I guess the kickoff summer sequel type movie. But I mean, it's got a very limited base. There's only so many Saw fans out there. Did you watch the trailer, Corey, that came out last week?
So good. I thought
It's so
good.
weird though, seeing like those actors in a Saw movie.
I know, but like
like Chris Rock, Samuel L. Jackson, Max Minghella. Just strange.
I'm all in on, especially after that trailer. Like I'm all in on at what they're trying to sell. Like the plot looks awesome.
Yeah, I mean, for those not in the know, it's kind of like a copycat Jigsaw killer, and he seems to be targeting cops. Is what I got from the trailer, or detectives, because Chris Rock's a detective. Samuel L. Jackson, I believe, is his father and a former detective.
Yeah.
Yeah. Max Minghella is his like rookie partner.
So Chris Rock, he didn't direct this, right? Or is he directing it?
No, he came up with the story. I believe
with the story, right?
He pitched it like the Lionsgate was like, "Hey, you got any ideas? Anything of like our catalog you'd want to work with?" And he was like, "Yeah, Saw."
I remember reading that you
wouldn't think Saw and Chris Rock would go together.
That, and I think he went after Samuel Jackson. Like he was like, "I want Samuel Jackson to play this character."
And Samuel Jackson's like, "Okay, I'll do anything."
He's like,
I never say no to a movie.
He's got to pad the stats for killing people in movies, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that last trailer, I was like, I was sold before, but this one, like, I was like, this looks good. Like it looks solid.
Then Free Guy, the Ryan Reynolds movie that Fox made, Disney owns now. That got pushed back again. It was supposed to come out in May. Now coming out in August. Because of this, Disney they're such assholes. They moved it to the date of Ryan Reynolds' other movie. The Hitman's bodyguard's wife. So then that studio had to move their movie. So they actually moved that up to June. So Ryan Reynolds now has a movie coming out in June and August versus May and August.
So
they flip flop. Did anyone see The Hitman's Bodyguard?
No.
No, that's from the 80s, isn't it?
Or no, it was the one that he did with Samuel L. Jackson.
What's the
The Bodyguard?
Yeah, you're
the
thinking
Bodyguard with Whitney Houston.
This was kind of like a parody of that.
No, I don't think anyone saw The Hitman's Bodyguard.
Yeah, it was another Samuel L. Jackson vehicle.
So weird.
And now the two of them are in it with Salma Hayek.
Lovely.
For the sequel.
It's literally called The Hitman's Bodyguard's Wife.
Yes.
Wow.
Quite a title.
Yeah. Okay.
Not the worst sequel naming.
No.
Ever.
Pretty bad.
It's
pretty bad.
2 apostrophes for 2 words in a row. A little strange.
Yeah.
And then like we said, Black Widow pushed back Shang-Chi, so that's now coming out Labor Day weekend. Very weird weekend. You never see movies like this coming out.
Yeah, that is weird.
On Labor Day weekend.
We haven't even gotten a trailer.
Kind of the exception of last year.
Done?
Shang-Chi's done, yeah.
What the fuck is the trailer?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
I guess we'll probably get it this coming month.
Because like, how many people really know anything about Shang-Chi? Like, you got to start.
Maybe you do it around Mortal Kombat.
What is it like? He revolves.
I mean, Disney doesn't have a movie till. It'll probably just come online. I mean, they don't have another movie till Cruella. I think they would put it out before then.
I'm just saying, there's been no marketing for this movie at all.
Just that for that and Eternals, we've got nothing.
That's true, yeah. And these are 2 movies that probably should be marketed because I don't know what the hell I'm getting into.
It's different than a sequel, where you like know you're going to get more of the same.
Like Black Widow movie, yeah, it's going to be Black Widow doing Black Widow stuff. Fucking, what does Shang-Chi do? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, that's coming out Labor Day weekend. Because of that, basically, fucking everything like had to vacate that weekend. Reminiscence, that one we talked about with Hugh Jackman, that moved up a week, so that'll be coming out in late August. Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. They moved that all the way to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
They're like, get me out of Dodge.
Yeah. Smart though.
Yeah, and I hear that one's kind of like a reimagining of the first 2 games or something like that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty faithful, actually.
A whole new reboot.
Is it by someone that's actually played the video games before? And like, a fucking guy that just made his own story.
Yeah, it's actually not no telling Ass Clown director.
Was it Paul W.S. Anderson?
Yep.
Yeah.
I saw a
is him.
funny post where someone was like, they asked Paul W.S. Anderson, it's completely fake. It's like, so what do you think about how your movies compare against the video games? He goes, holy shit, there's video games.
It's so true. So,
I mean, he probably has never heard of these video games before.
Yeah.
He's like, you want to make Resident Evil? He's like, sounds like zombies. It is zombies.
And then he gets his wife to star in them, and then his movies, and like that's it. It's a good life for him.
Dude, when I was a kid, I was like, wait, so the director of Mortal Kombat is like an Academy Award like type movie director also with
Yeah.
like Boogie Nights and stuff?
Yep.
Like, oh no, these are two different Paul Andersons. One is a lot more talented than the other.
Yeah.
One's a lot more prolific than the
other. And then Venom 2, which we talked on our last episode, got pushed back to September. It got pushed back another week because they're like, all right, well, I don't want to be right next to Shang-Chi. We want at least like 2 weekends to be buffered in between.
Let there be carnage.
Do you think they all sat there and go, does anyone know what Shang-Chi is? Should we move this movie?
They just see Marvel. They just see Marvel Studios and they're like, fuck it, we gotta go. So right now, the only one that's coming out opposite Shang-Chi is Jackass 4. I'm completely expecting that to change also. It's just a matter of when Paramount finally pulls the trigger and moves it. I'm hoping they push it up like earlier in the summer.
That would be great. Because it's got to be really done by now, right? Or like close to.
Yeah, I would think so. Like, I kind of hope they put it out like into like July 4th weekend.
They were filming it all last year during the pandemic. So.
That would be cool.
We will see what happens with that. And then the Kingsman. this poor coming out. This poor Fox movie is now coming out at Christmas opposite The Matrix. It's fucked.
No, it's gonna move again too.
Can they just release it? Just put it on VOD. Just
like you're putting out your R-rated comic book against an R-rated Matrix movie. Like
sell it to Amazon. Sell it to someone.
A bad date. I don't think they're allowed to, like because it's a Fox movie. Like it's it's something like that.
Got it. So it has to. It has to go into theaters.
What did you say, Doug?
What was the original release date? November 2019.
Has it been 2 years?
Yeah,
like, are we approaching 2 years at this point?
Then it was supposed to be like February of 2019 or 2020, then August 2020 or April 2020.
So it'll be over. It'll be over 2 years by the time it comes out.
It's been pushed back like basically as many times as No Time to Die, like right around. And they were supposed to come out like the same time originally. But
it's starting to do like Mutants, where you just kind of question whether or not it really is a movie.
I mean, they made a trailer, I guess, but
Daniel Craig comes out like a year from now, and he was like, "I never even filmed a movie. I just filmed for the trailer."
And then the last one, another Fox movie, Death of the Nile, pushed back from September all the way to Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's gonna go up against Knives Out.
Yeah, right.
Probably, yeah.
But it's gonna give it some time to deal with the whole Armie Hammer of it all, since he is like I think the leading man of the movie. And
currently died down though. I thought Armie Hammer's like.
Well, we have to hope he doesn't eat anyone prior to February.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna be doing with marketing that. Because he was like a big part of the trailer that originally came out, and everything he was going to be in, he's no longer in. So I don't know, but as of now, coming out in February. A few other things, unrelated to anything Godzilla or Disney. We've got The Mitchells versus the Machines coming on Netflix April 30th. So this is from the Spider-Verse team. The trailer, the animation looks so sick. They put out a trailer last, I don't know, maybe September when it was supposed to come out in theaters. And the animation looked more traditional, like CGI animation. But then like this new trailer that dropped like 2 weeks ago, when they announced like its Netflix release, because of the pandemic and everything. It's kind of like a little more like cell shaded, like kind of has some like a look of Spider-Verse, not fully, but Danny McBride is the lead voice in it. Looks like a fun comedy. It's obviously animated. But yeah, I think Doug, you'll probably dig the animation style of it. And I think early word is it's supposed to be a good one.
So when you said Spider-Verse team, you're talking about the animation, right? Not the Lord and Miller.
Lord and Miller, yeah.
Lord and Miller were involved.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, this is their thing. Like they market it as the Spider-Verse Lego movie guys. So yeah, it's a Sony Pictures animation movie. They sold it to Netflix because of Rona. Another one sold to a streamer, The Tomorrow War, Chris Pratt. That's now coming out July 2nd on Prime Video. We talked about this one, but we've yet to see a trailer. It has to do with an army or a war in the future where humans are losing to aliens. So they use time travel to recruit people from present day to go to the future to fight this war. Interesting concept. It sounded like yeah.
If you have the ability of time travel, it seems like there's a better way to use it than recruiting people from the past.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was gonna say then recruiting Chris Pratt, because I can think of a lot of more dangerous people to recruit.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, maybe he'll bring his Raptors and
well, J.K. Simmons is in it, so I'd bring him back.
Yeah, it's got a decent cast, mainly the J.K. Simmons of it all, but since he's just awesome.
Yeah.
But I'll give it a look. Paramount is another one of theirs that they dropped because basically all they're releasing now are Tom Cruise movies and A Quiet Place because of the pandemic. But we'll see if it actually has the goods or if it ends up being like okay, like Coming to America or some of those other ones that they've sold to streamers. Although they did sell Trial of Chicago 7, and now Netflix might end up winning like Best Picture. So they've sold quality movies as well. Uncharted, good old Uncharted with teenage Nathan Drake, Tom Holland. That got pushed back another week next year for a super weird reason. It's because the Super Bowl is now the latest it has ever been. It is the Super Bowl is the day before Valentine's Day. It's April 13th next year, or February 13th next year.
Oh, because
because they added a 17th game to the regular season. So it was supposed to open. It was going to open Super Bowl weekend, and they're like, "Oh, nope, nah, not doing that," and they pushed that back a week. So it had nothing to do with coronavirus or anything else. It was just a weird situation due to the NFL schedule. But yeah, how weird is that the Super Bowl is going to be on Sunday, February 13th?
I hate it. And it's not an even number of games. It ain't right.
The Super Bowl used to be on in January when we were kids.
Yeah, it was around my birthday.
Yeah,
maybe after my birthday.
Now it's mid-February.
Oh, well, at least I don't have to watch Green Bay lose in the championship game on my birthday anymore. Now they could just lose in a meaningless playoff game on my birthday before the championship game.
Hopefully that's not the case.
There we go.
And then our last release, DC's Black Adam with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is coming out in July of 2022. It's official. They're going to be filming that soon. They've fleshed out that cast.
Pierce.
As of now, it's opening up against Indiana Jones 5. So it's only a matter of time before Indiana Jones gets pushed another year. And Harrison Ford has to film it when he's like one step closer to the coffin. Because they pushed that back so many goddamn years. And dude's not getting any younger. He's going to be an 80-year-old Indiana Jones.
Are they currently filming that or?
No, they didn't start yet.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, Black Adam, a DC movie that they talked about making, and it's actually going to be made. So that's cool.
It seems like a cool cast, cool concept. Got the Rock, got Pierce.
Yeah, no, it should be fun. All right, then trailers exclusively. Let's get into our trailer talk section. We've got 5 to talk about. 3 movies, 1 TV show, and 1 scene from a movie, which I'm excited to hear your thoughts about.
One Baskin Robbins commercial that turned out to be from the movie.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about the biggest one first. We've got both a red band trailer for it and a green normal theatrical trailer for it, and that's James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. Looks hell of a lot better than Suicide Squad. What do you guys think? What are you most excited about? What characters kind of piqued your interest?
King Shark, definitely. Which our good old boy Sylvester Stallone voicing him, which is wild.
Yeah,
that
slides there.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. He just looks really funny. But I just wanted to say, like, it's from the trailers. It's interesting how obviously, like, it's trying to distance itself as much as possible from the first Suicide Squad, but James Gunn, like, he took, like, what worked, like a lot of the characters that worked and the universe. It's still clearly in the same universe, and just, like, making it into his own awesome, fun thing, which is kind of cool. Like, he didn't completely reboot it. Like, it literally is just a soft reboot sequel, I guess. Like,
yeah, it looks like a sequel.
Yeah, I mean,
but like a good sequel.
Yeah, I just found that very interesting. That, like, he took a lot of the stuff that did work, and he kind of branched out on it. It looks great.
Yeah,
it
does look good.
Did you notice that James Gunn has a thing for 2 different types of actors or people? Wrestlers from WWE superstars from around 2005, with Batista and John Cena, and mumbling actors who only have parts that are like saying monosyllable words, with Vin Diesel and Sylvester Stallone, and they're playing CGI characters.
Yeah,
that's like a thing that he does now.
It is interesting,
and that goes along with just him having Michael Rooker in every movie,
and
his brother in every movie, Nathan Fillion in every movie, his regulars.
Yeah. It looks like we can get a solid soundtrack again as well, which I'm very excited for.
Yeah.
A little Steely Dan in the.
Yeah, I imagine it's going to be very 70s influenced, since it's got that type of look to it.
I thought there were some cringy parts in it. Some cringy lines that just.
Sure.
I don't know. I just think, like, the whole beginning thing with Harley Quinn when she's standing there and they have that conversation just seemed a little cringe to me. You could have done it a little better, but overall it looks fucking hilarious.
Where they're trying to rescue her and she pops out like, "Hey, you trying to rescue me?" Yeah. I also didn't really like the license plate joke. Didn't really do anything for me. Where she was like, personalized
apparently
license plates.
The Joker has a personalized license plate, though. I saw that on the internet. So in the first movie, he has a personalized license plate.
So it is like a callback to something.
Super unpopular opinion. I still don't like her as Harley Quinn. Just doesn't do anything for me. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't like her either as Harley Quinn. So I guess we'll just.
Yeah, I guess it's not that unpopular opinion.
Not among
seems
podcasts,
to be a mix.
Not a one live breathe film.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting in the trailer. You could tell who's likely gonna not make it very far in the movie based on the screen time. Like Pete Davidson's like not in this movie at all.
He was the one that came to my mind when you said that.
Yeah.
If he survives farther than that slow motion walk where they're all walking towards something, I'd be pretty fucking surprised. I think.
It'll be like what's his name? Slipknot from the first
one
that died.
Yeah, that would be funny as hell if someone's head blows up like accidentally, just in that walking scene.
That would be hilarious.
That's Pete Davidson for sure.
The character I am most concerned and interested about is fucking Captain Boomerang, because if they kill Captain Boomerang, I'm gonna be so upset.
I don't see him in much of the trailer.
No, it looks like they have 2 different Suicide Squads. Like they have they'll probably have 2 missions in this movie.
Yeah, they got not like an 18, but 2.
Yeah, like that first mission is probably
maybe they'll have a prologue type one.
75% cannon fodder.
Yeah,
like if most of them survive, I'll be shocked.
I mean, I'm guessing the main one has to do with Peter Capaldi's character. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm guessing
the thinker.
Yeah.
it looks at something like maybe the first team goes in to do something, fails, and they send another team to go in after them and do something. I don't know. But if they killed Jai Courtney in the only role he's ever been good in, I'll be
I'm just happy that someone had the balls to bring out fucking Starro as a villain, the giant starfish. It's just like the most. I was not expecting that from that trailer. It's just
Polka Dot
absurd.
Man looks like a blast.
Oh, he looks great. Yeah.
It's what's his name from
David
Yeah.
Damashlian or whatever his name is.
Good old
from the
Dark Knight.
He's been in a lot of comic book movies at this point.
He has.
Ant-Man.
He looks genuinely funny in it. I think he'll probably be like the runaway.
Very dry, sardonic, humor.
Idris Elba looks great. His costume looks cool as shit.
Looks good. I think him and I don't know the actress's name, but I like that little quick
Ratcatcher
interaction.
too.
Yeah, I like their little interaction in the trailer. I think they're gonna have some good chemistry.
Yeah, hopefully. And then Cena just.
We really haven't even talked about John Cena.
Kills it like he does in comedies.
He looks so funny.
Can see the reason they're currently filming his own HBO Max show currently.
Yeah.
So.
Like he's the highlight of the Green Band trailer and the highlight of the Red Band trailer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very excited for this one.
The man is so good at comedies. He just knocks it out of the park with comedies.
He does do a really good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he was great in Trainwreck, Blockers.
Yep.
He wasn't funny in Bumblebee, but he did what he needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's a solid actor. He just doesn't look like a normal human being. But that's fine for this type
it's
of
all
movie.
Invisible and shit, and you can't really see him, and they got to put him in bright colors. So.
All right. Let's move on to our next one. Trailer dropped today. It's Those Who Wish Me Dead. It's coming out in theaters and on HBO Max May 14th. So this one's directed by Taylor Sheridan. He directed Wind River, wrote Hell or High Water, the Sicario movies, developed that Yellowstone show that's pretty popular amongst the Western crowd. He's very much a Western type of director. But this one deals with Angelina Jolie. She's, I don't know, works in forests or something and deals with wildfires. And then some kid is getting hunted by hitmen, and she stumbles across the kid, and now she's dealing with both a huge forest fire and trying to dodge these assassins played by Nicholas Hoult and Aidan Gillen from Game of Thrones, The Wire, the prologue of Dark Knight Rises.
He's CIA.
Yeah, he's CIA. So yeah, this is like an R-rated, like kind of throwback type movie, and I fucking dug the trailer. Taylor Sheridan's like absolutely been killing it for the past 5 years, so I'm really looking forward to this one on HBO Max when it comes out.
How's Vinny Chase in this? Does he look good in the trailer?
Yeah, Vinny Chase. They're saving him for the actual movie. Because yes, this is very similar to his Smoke Jumpers movie that he made on I don't know, season 6 or 7 of Entourage. But yeah, Angelina Jolie hasn't done an action movie in a while, so it's be cool to see her in one that I think will actually be very good. But anyone else get a chance to check this one out yet?
I haven't.
No, not yet.
All right. Well, my recommendation.
I watched it, but
I'll check it out.
Oh, you watched it, Doug?
I didn't. Yeah, I watched it right before we jumped on. Yeah, it wasn't for. I just seemed a little tacky to me that there's this woman that fights forest fires, and the bad guys are hunting after this kid. And what did they decide to do but set a forest fire that only she has the skills to be able to navigate? It just seemed like kind of.
Well, it is on HBO.
It feels very it does feel like an older movie.
Yeah.
Like a 90s movie or something.
Where only this person can do it.
Backdraft starring Howie Long.
I work at the fucking tunnel, the Lincoln Tunnel, and the tunnels has water going in it.
Oh,
Talk
Daylight.
about that damn movie. I had to think about that damn movie this weekend.
Yeah.
I can't go into Lincoln Tunnel anymore.
I'm a security guard of the Penguins.
I love that movie.
terrorists have come in. I'll be the only one who could stop them.
Sudden Death with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Exactly. It's a 90s movie.
Love it.
But yeah, I mean, it's on HBO Max, so I'm sure like you'll probably give it a shot if I tell you it's actually good and if it gets good reviews. But
yeah, definitely.
The guy involved has made some really good stuff in the past 5 years, so I'm hoping he's continues that role. All right, Loki. We talked about it before. We got another trailer. Basically, looks fucking weird. I don't even know. I don't even know how I would describe it. Loki's dealing with these. I don't know. Who are they? Somebody describe it for me because I can't.
They're like an organization that controls and facilitates all things time.
Okay, and this is parallel universe.
Yeah,
it's the Loki of 2012 Avengers in another universe.
Because Loki, another version of him, stole the Tesseract. They're like the time police, and they're taking him, and they want to use him to fix everything because it was his fault to begin with. That's what I got from it. But they're like an organization that controls time and like make sure everything, goes as planned, I guess. It does look fucking weird. And Owen Wilson, his mustache looks weird.
It looks fun.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it looked awesome. I like the aesthetic of everything in the trailer, like the way that the office and like the different settings look like. It kind of reminded me a little bit of God, that super weird show with Professor X's kid.
Legion.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Legion with some of the aesthetic.
Yeah.
Although it looked like not as out there as Legion was, but yeah, I thought it looked awesome.
It's hard for anything to be as out there as Legion.
I still haven't seen that.
Yeah, Legion was its own thing. But yeah, I kind of want to just like fast forward beyond Winter Soldier and just go right to Loki.
Yeah,
I think that looks awesome.
Exactly. Like we had said that before Winter Soldier started, and I'm already feeling it. Even though I'm enjoying Winter Soldier, but like
after this,
I'm enjoying it too.
I'm back in on Winter Soldier.
I'm with JP. I'm with JP.
I mean, I'm enjoying Winter Soldier, but Loki just looks so good.
It does.
Yeah. It just looks fun. It looks like it's gonna expand the universe a bit, or know.
You gotta have your vegetables before you can have your dessert. So eat your damn Winter Soldier vegetables, and then you can have your Loki.
And we weren't supposed to get WandaVision before like Falcon, which definitely changed our like perception of what a Marvel thing could be. So that played a part as well. But yeah, we'll talk more about the latest Winter Soldier and why we're in it in a little bit. All right, two more we got. So first of all, who thinks Space Jam's a good movie?
I don't know.
It's definitely not a good movie. It's fun, like to a degree. Like Bill Murray is in it. Like it's got fun stuff in it, but it's definitely not a good movie.
Have you watched it?
The internet is like high on it, like it like to an annoying degree. With like millennials and I guess Gen Z. But yeah, I just wanted to like know your thoughts on Space Jam before we get into Space Jam: A New Legacy, because we have finally gotten our first look at LeBron James's new movie.
Oh God, that sounds so horrible.
It looks beautiful.
LeBron James's new movie.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron James is a better actor than Michael Jordan.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I have not seen this trailer. So.
He definitely is.
You saw
he was good in Trainwreck, right?
Yeah.
They gave him all the really good ones.
He definitely is a better actor than Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
That's not a high bar, though, right?
No, it's not.
It's really
not a high bar at all.
The special effects are crazy. It makes sense why it took them so long to do this.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting a mix of traditional animation, live action, and CG animation. It also looks like fucking Ready Player One. I texted this to you guys after I watched it. They basically are just throwing all of Warner Brothers characters into this movie. I saw a screenshot and I could see in one corner of my eye Danny DeVito as the Penguin in his like fucking white little goofy bat, like,
his little onesie thing.
Yeah, it was a onesie outfit, just like courtside. I'm like,
oh, that's wonderful.
This is weird.
Oh, so that confirms a lot of the leaks. I think like Jared Leto's Joker's in it, and
Yeah.
I saw a lot of weird leaked pictures of just the strangest group of characters that you could put in this movie.
Pennywise.
Yeah.
I saw
there's
the
a lot of people in it.
there was a Clockwork Orange, like people dressed as like the Clockwork Orange, like what are they, that gang
The
or whatever?
Druids.
Yeah, there were people dressed like that in the front row.
Is this
I
movie
saw
gonna
that.
get
It's weird.
dark?
I don't think
Gonna start
so.
killing people?
They're not playing the Monstars in this one. They're playing the what is it? The Goons or something. I think it's the Toons versus Goons. But the all the Goons are based on actual basketball players like Klay Thompson and a few others, 4 others. But
It's
yeah,
like
you
the first
see,
one then, right? Isn't that how it worked? The first one that was all the aliens stole.
yeah.
Like,
But I think in
ability
this,
from
I think in
certain.
this one they might even be doing like making them look like them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they're still monsters, but they kind of resemble the basketball players. But yes, good point. In the first one they steal the powers of Charles Barkley and everyone and make them all like suck in the real world.
I'll definitely have to watch that. I haven't seen it in a while. Probably
watching
10
them
years.
play basketball and be bad. I feel bad for Muggsy Bogues, man. He's like shorter than me, and if he doesn't have his basketball skills, man, what does he have?
He's just a normal dude.
Yeah.
Doing normal dude things. But yeah, LeBron tries to form a super team in this one, similar to fucking every other point in his career since 2010. And
oh God, does he do an ESPN
internet?
show?
The internet has had a fun time making fun of that. Because his super team includes like Gandalf, Superman, like all like these great like Warner Brothers people. Naturally, he just ends up playing with the Looney Tunes, who are CGI in this one. And Zendaya is doing the voice of Lola Bunny in this one.
It's cool.
Yeah,
I bet she'll be snarky and sarcastic.
You know, it will be in theaters and HBO Max in mid-July. So because it's on HBO Max, I'll definitely watch it and let you guys know what I think. All right, finally today we got to look at Ghostbusters Afterlife. There is some debate whether this is a commercial, whether this is a scene from the movie, whether it's just some sort of a promo. But yeah, we see the Mini-Pufts, the Mini Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, kind of like a Baby Groot, Baby Yoda type thing, except for they're like eating each other and like cannibals. They're more like the Sausage Party characters.
Some were like lighting themselves on fire. They were like burning themselves.
And then making s'mores out of themselves with a flamethrower.
So yeah, it's got the old school Ghostbusters, like the music, which is cool. Paul Rudd's in a supermarket and stumbles upon this, since he's one of the main human actors in the movie. JP, let's hear your. Well, JP, let's hear you. You and Doug. You're probably our biggest Ghostbusters fans here.
I honestly thought it was a Baskin Robbins commercial. First time I watched it without sound, as on a call, and I was looking at it. I said, okay, looks like a nice, cool, little funny commercial for Baskin Robbins tying in Ghostbusters, sure. And then when I listened to it, I'm like, it sounds like they took it straight out of the movie. And I liked it a little less because it just seems like a Baby Yoda thing. And now this is a movie with child Ghostbusters and Baby Yodas. But the music sounds great. Paul Rudd looks like he does a pretty good job playing the part. And then, yeah, when they were all like lighting themselves on fire and stuff, I thought that was pretty funny. It's definitely a little twisted. It's not like
yes, it's not completely like childish. It's got like dark humor to it, and it will probably play better as a full scene than what like it got cut into for this. I would imagine.
Placement though, it's a lot of Baskin Robbins.
Yeah, and he worked at Baskin Robbins and Ant-Man.
Yeah, I heard people were saying that was probably like a nod to Ant-Man.
It's possible.
I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah,
I kind of liked it. I like the use of the old music. We knew that was happening from the trailers that we've seen so far. And I thought the humor kind of fit with the Ghostbusters movies of old, where it doesn't take itself too seriously, but at the same time, kind of has that dark sense of humor. So I thought it was interesting. Well, I mean, we'll have to see where it goes, but I thought it looked like a fun scene.
I have 2 questions. Does the music play with the new high definition? Does it fit? Because every time I think about it, does it actually fit?
I want it. I want
Like
it.
you want it to fit, and you hear it and you're like, oh, this is great.
They're gonna
But
make
does
it
it
fit.
work?
They're gonna make it fit.
They don't fit. Make them fit. And second of all, how the fuck does it make any sense that marshmallows are coming to life and lighting each other on fire and shit if it's a ghost movie?
I don't know, man.
Don't you try to make sense of things?
Like, I want realism in my Ghostbuster movies.
Janosch is back.
I want ghosts. I don't want Baby
Well,
Yoda marshmallows.
If this might make you guys feel a little good. I read a recent interview with Bill Murray.
Oh, I read that too. Yeah.
And he said it feels way more similar to the first one than either the second or the 2016 one. The girls one.
Is what he said.
The girls movie.
Is that the interview where they got the quote from him where he was talking about how he was tricked into doing the second one?
If it was, I didn't see that part, but he did say
he get tricked to do it.
He's wearing the pack.
Yes,
in the movie. Like that's official.
He said it was grueling work wearing the pack, and I said, okay, I'm a little hyped. And then they came out with Baby.
He did make it clear that like it's not a huge role, which we all suspected.
Yeah.
But the fact that like our boys are going to be wearing the pack, they're going to be fucking suited up. That's pretty great to hear.
Out of all of the original cast, I think the one person that has the most shot of having a bigger role is Ernie Hudson, just because he doesn't look like a decrepit piece of shit. He's not nearly as old and beaten up as the rest of them are.
Yeah,
and Sigourney Weaver too. I mean, both the females, Mini-Pufts also.
Yeah,
you can fucking throw packs on them, and they'll probably look better than most of the dudes.
Yeah, then at least
Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, but as of now, it's still coming out in November. Fingers crossed, like they'll bump it up. I mean, I'm still expecting some more release date changes over the next couple weeks. So, and we're definitely going to be getting a lot more trailers over the next couple weeks. But yeah, I'm still looking forward to it based on what we saw.
Yeah. Every time they put something out, the hype drops a little bit.
Understandable. But hopefully they'll start with the bad. They're saving the good for later.
I hope for it.
Let's do this then. Let's get into what we watched. We talked about a lot of news. Let's now talk about what we've watched recently. We've got a weird group of movies right now. JP, you said you were going to get into your Adam Sandler movies, so you did that.
Fortunately, I did.
I watched a bunch of different movies, so I'm just going to give you like quick, should you skip it or watch it type things. And then Corey, you delved into the MonsterVerse prior to seeing Godzilla vs. Kong. And then, like we said at the beginning, we will talk about the Mighty Ducks and Falcon the Winter Soldier. And Doug, you did not watch one thing over the past 2 weeks, correct? You've had a busy 2 weeks. Yeah. You've had a lot of stuff. So I totally understand. Did you actually watch Godzilla vs. Kong?
Yeah, I watched Godzilla vs. Kong.
Okay.
Not in like an ideal setting, but yeah, I watched it.
Okay.
Watch it with two small children.
Oh, yeah, that is not ideal. All right, so no worries. We'll skip you, but Corey, let's start with yours.
All right, so yeah, I jumped into the Titan MonsterVerse movies. I haven't seen any of them, so I watched Godzilla, I watched Skull Island, King of the Monsters, leading up to Godzilla vs. Kong. I did enjoy all three of them. Godzilla.
I lost Doug. We lost Doug.
Now we're all screwed up again.
I'll be back in a second.
Godzilla King of the Monsters, I did not really like. That one I didn't really. There he is.
But now I'm Doug.
It'll switch.
Yeah. Watch me go from being Doug. Wait for it. Wait for it. Now I'm back to me. The role
Technical
of Doug,
difficulties.
the role of Doug will be played by 2 small blue squares.
There he is.
There he is.
It's that Florida Wi-Fi.
So yeah, so King of the Monsters, the second one, I didn't the second Godzilla movie, third of these movies, I didn't really enjoy too much. I think it was because I watched Skull Island before. I kind of did a weird way of watching.
Well, you watched them in the order of the release.
Yeah, I get. Did I?
Yeah, you watched Godzilla, then Kong, then.
For some reason, I thought Godzilla.
King of the Monsters.
I thought King of the Monsters came out before Skull Island, but whatever. I really should have watched it Skull Island first. That's the way I probably would have watched it in hindsight. But yeah, that one I did not. I didn't really. It didn't do anything for me because I thought the action was kind of hard to see. It was pretty. They all were pretty. But Skull Island was definitely the one that I enjoyed the most from all aspects. Really good cast. Story was good, surprisingly. The action was probably the best out of the 3. The one thing with the first one, with Godzilla, I was expecting from all of our conversations for Bryan Cranston to die like in the first like 5 minutes of the movie. And like he's in a decent amount of it. He's in like
not in enough.
He's, I guess. I mean,
he should be in the entire movie.
I remember, yes. I
mean,
Godzilla.
Should be Heisenberg versus Godzilla.
Yeah, his performance is fantastic. But yeah, I mean, he dies like I think 35 minutes into the movie, or like close to 40 minutes.
I mean, it's a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
He's in 75% of the trailer.
Yeah, totally.
The ratio doesn't work.
It doesn't add up, man. No. It doesn't add up.
But yeah, that one was good, but it was.
They leave you with the Maximoff twins for the second half of the movie.
Yeah, like, and I enjoyed them for the most part, but Elizabeth Olsen was like barely in the movie, which I wasn't expecting. I was expecting it to be the other way around, where she was going to be in a lot of it. And Aaron Taylor Johnson, right? That's his name.
Mm-hmm.
To be kind of like the supporting role, but it was really more or less his movie, and he was good. I mean, I had no issues with him. But yeah, I mean, leading up to watching them all together was pretty awesome to kind of get like all the story leading up to Godzilla vs. Kong all at once. But it's
got to get that story.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
sweet story.
There's definitely a lead up. So, you know, it was fun watching them and binging them, you know, all at once. Skull Island is probably one that I will return to again. The other two, I don't think so. I mean,
another Samuel L. Jackson movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was insane in that movie. But
is he not insane?
Yeah. That one I think is just because it was like pulpy. It just like it struck like a weird chord. I don't know. It was kind of hard not to like it. Like it just felt like an old school like action movie.
Yeah, it's trying to be fun.
Yeah.
Like, that's its main purpose.
Yeah.
And the Godzilla movies aren't trying to be fun. Like they're like fucking dreary and you can't see shit.
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston's not in it enough.
That's for sure.
Yeah, I enjoyed them. So I mean, they were definitely good, but some I liked more than others, which I was surprised because I'm usually more of a Godzilla fan than King Kong. So for me to like Skull Island more was kind of surprising.
What did you think of Skull Island's the one where you had Sam Jackson say "Hold on to your butts," right?
Yes.
So good.
I was dying when I heard that. I was surprised I never like caught wind of that until now. But I guess I just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, that made the movie for me. I was just like, this is amazing.
that was a good call out.
All right, let's take a break from the MonsterVerse and go into the Happy Madison verse. JP, you have kicked off your Netflix watch of Adam Sandler films.
I went to Rotten Tomatoes and I searched Adam Sandler and I clicked on the tomatometer from lowest to highest. And I've decided to watch the Netflix movies from lowest to highest. So at a rightfully given 0%.
This is really the lowest out of all of his movies?
Yes.
Really?
The ridiculous
Holy
6.
Shit.
And I'll tell you, it earned every percentage of that 0% that it has on Rotten Tomatoes. This movie is a colossal, steaming pile of shit. I don't think there's one funny joke in this entire goddamn movie. And then Taylor Lautner shows up with buck teeth and a bowl cut.
I thought the baseball scene was funny.
It was okay, I guess, because he's just making the rules up. But it has no fucking point in the movie.
No, it's just like a random scene.
It's just such a shitty movie.
And who else? Who are some of the random people? Vanilla Ice is in it.
Vanilla Ice plays Mark Twain, and it's distractingly unfunny.
Mark Twain.
David Spade is Custer. John Lovitz is a fat guy, which makes the most sense. He's that poker dude. God, what else is in it?
Is Rob Schneider in it?
Oh yeah,
I mean Rob
he's
Schneider.
part of the Ridiculous Six.
He's his Mexican brother.
Of course.
Rob Schneider has to make sure he's done every nationality in an Adam Sandler movie.
Who has a donkey that shits like when they first show that scene where the donkey laces his tail and fucking diarrheas for 5 solid minutes. I was wondering why, but they probably had 5 minutes to kill and poop is funny. Holy shit. What Luke Wilson is in this movie, which is weird.
There's a lot of people in it.
Yeah, fucking the guy from Lost is in it. He plays a guy that can't speak and is fat and inbred or whatever.
Oh, Hurley, right?
Hurley's in it. Yeah, he doesn't say a word.
Yeah, he's in the Ridiculous Six.
Yep. Oh, and then Terry Crews is in it.
Not surprising.
Yeah, but not funny, which is surprising because he's a funny guy.
Oh yeah, and they're all brothers, right?
Yep, they're all brothers. Yep. Danny Trejo's in it. He plays the villain, kind of. What is the dad's? What Nick Nolte's the dad? Jesus, a fucking horrible movie.
What's next on the list?
All right, so the next on the list would probably be Grown Ups 2. That was a Netflix movie, right?
No, that's on Netflix. Don't watch
cool.
it. That's terrible.
That movie's
and I can go to The Do-Over, which
I would
is
say
a 9%.
I would put that as the lowest one.
Man, I'm invested in this, JP.
That would be my next one.
This is a fun segment.
And then we start to get into double digits, which is nice. So
what's after that? Sandy Wexler?
Wait, no, Sandy Wexler might be worse than that. Hold on. Let's see. Where's Sandy Wexler?
His voice in Sandy Wexler is ridiculous.
As bad as Sandy Wexler surprisingly is in the 20s, so that's good.
There you go.
Fucking is Just Go with
The Week of is one of them.
Yeah. Blended was in theaters, not Netflix. I don't think I could watch him and Drew Barrymore ever.
I think there's like 5 or 6.
Yeah, I think they all.
And you already watched TV Halloween.
Yeah,
which was the highest.
TV Halloween again.
That's like a 60, right?
Wow, that's surprising.
I think it's his highest rated movie, like of his comedies.
Is a 53.
50. Yeah. Oh, all right, there we go. Rotten.
Yeah, it's what would his Wedding Singer is the highest comedy. Funny People, which is not a funny movie.
Yeah,
not really a comedy.
No, Happy Gilmore's up there. Happy Gilmore's got a 62.
That movie deserves higher than that.
But it doesn't. I watched The Waterboy this weekend. That was good. But yeah, so next up will be The Do-Over.
All right. Sandler Spade movie.
Yeah. Oh boy. God, I love
It is rated R. So it's it's got little more risque humor for.
I think this one started this whole thing because I think I watched the trailer and said, "Wow, that doesn't look like a colossal piece of shit," and it has a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it might actually be a colossal piece of shit. So we'll see.
By the end of this,
that'll be
JP is like a completely different person. You can't even recognize him anymore.
Yeah, I may look withered and dead at the end of this.
See, you're supposed to do this before a global pandemic, not when we're a year into it and like still suffering.
No, I chose to enjoy my time when we were all quarantined. I watched King of the Hill and Friday Night Lights. I watched all the good stuff. Now it's time for suffering.
Didn't you do this during the pandemic?
No, I did it right before. It's like life wasn't fucking shit show yet.
Either Doug is the stillest man on earth, or he is frozen.
I think he's frozen.
Can't tell.
My video's frozen, but
whatever.
Still here.
As long as you can hear and you can talk, that's all that matters.
It'll come back eventually, Doug. It usually does.
All right. Let's run through my 4 real quick. So I watched Cherry on Apple TV Plus. That's the Tom Holland PTSD drug addict movie directed by the Russo brothers. Skip it. Not good.
Oh, really? It sounded so uplifting and happy.
Yeah, that like it tries to be. They try too many like cool like cuts and editing and trying to make it this neat little movie, and it just doesn't work. I don't know. Maybe like I'll find a cult following someday because it's that type of movie, but didn't do anything for me. The Midnight Sky, that's the one with George Clooney that he directed on Netflix. It's all right. It's like trying to be a big budget movie that doesn't look that big budget, so it's very much like a Netflix space movie. But it's got some good stuff in it, and George Clooney's good throughout. It just has this whole space storyline that I really wasn't invested in until like halfway into the movie, which isn't a good sign. Let Him Go. It's the one with Kevin Costner and Diane Lane. Rented this one on Easter. It was actually really good. It's kind of like a throwback type movie. It's the one where they're trying to save the grandson, who's now like basically living with their abusive stepfather and their former mother or former daughter-in-law because their son dies. So they're trying to rescue the kid from this situation. It's got kind of a westerny vibe to it. I would definitely recommend it for the $5 charge or whenever it's on any of those streaming platforms.
Sounds like a movie made in 1994 based on the cast.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think the movie takes place in like 1994.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Except for it very much plays on their age, and they like age up Diane Lane. Like she doesn't look as Diane Lane as she should. She doesn't even look Ma Kent like. She looks older than that because it is a reunion of Ma and Pa Kent.
It's not as bad as the Ma Kent shit.
I'd say it's worse. Like
no, it's worse.
She looks more really like older. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like all gray and shit like that.
That's wild because they did a bad job making her look old and
yeah. But it's a good drama, somewhat actiony movie. And then I watched I'm Thinking of Ending Things. This one's on Netflix. This is from like the writer of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. So it is absolutely not for everyone. It's like a thinker. Like I basically like decided what the movie was when I was done with it. Like it's that type of movie that does not make it clear what you've been watching. But it's a really good cast. Jesse Plemons, Jesse Buckley, David Thewlis, and Toni Collette. Really trippy, like a psychological drama. Very weird. Corey, I think you'd like it.
Yeah, it's on my
Doug and JP. I don't think you guys would like it.
It's no ridiculous 6, I'm sure.
I watched the trailer and I was like, I watched the trailer a couple nights ago and I was like, whoa, this is right up my alley.
Yeah, like I saw the trailer last year because it came out on Netflix in September. But when I saw the trailer, I was like, this is way too weird for me. But then I heard like Jesse Plemons was like great in it, so I'm like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And I did enjoy it. It's not for everyone. So yeah, that's the movies I watched over the past 2 weeks. So I just want to give quick thoughts on each.
Man, you watch some deep shit. Are you all right? You feeling okay?
I'm feeling okay. I've been mixing it up with 4 episodes of New Girl every night.
Are you feeling okay, man?
So
Oh, you're watching New Girl too.
I will talk
Okay.
about New Girl next week, since I'll be finishing season 1 tonight.
Oh wow, you've never watched New Girl? I didn't know
I watched the series premiere when it originally aired and hated it. So I will talk about that next week. But let's go into those 2 things that a bunch of us watched. First up is the Mighty Ducks Game Changers. Corey, did you catch the second episode or just the series premiere?
I only caught the series premiere. I didn't watch the second episode yet.
All right. Well, this isn't going to be one that we're going to talk about every week. So I figured like we'll talk about the series premiere, and then I'll just give my real quick thoughts on episode 2 and if I think it's like something people should be watching. All right, what did you ultimately think about it? I mean, it does the whole flip on, flips the script. The Mighty Ducks are the bad guys. It kind of has that Cobra Kai vibe to it. Emilio Estevez is Gordon Bombay. He's in it, but he's kind of like, he's in a similar Johnny Lawrence type situation. Like he's just fucking just chill. He's not drinking beer all the time, but he's just eating leftover cake and is miserable at his ice rink that he owns. Doesn't want to have anything to do with not karate, with hockey. Has a new group of kids.
The kids, the one thing I thought the kids were fantastic, which I was a little worried about, but they were awkward, but not too awkward. It was very entertaining with everything. And Emilio Estevez, like the story with him so far, I'm definitely invested. It's cool to see, like, because from the other movies, he kind of got dealt like a shit hand, personally, like that character. So they're using that as like, talking points and leverage for this. So it seems like really interesting. I like the characters a lot too, the new ones. But after the first episode, I was definitely like invested. I laughed a lot. So, which I was super surprised. I thought it was going to be like, just very nostalgic, which it is, but it's very calculated, kind of like Cobra Kai. It's well written. Seems like they planned it out.
It helps that they have the same writer of the Mighty Ducks. Like he developed the TV show as well.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
that. Yeah, it's the guy. He's in Wedding Singer. He's he's Gulia's buddy, who is all rooting for Adam Sandler to get punched in the face. Steve Brill. He directed a lot of Adam Sandler movies, and probably some of them that JP's going to watch. I enjoyed it. I mean, I didn't like D3 when it came out or after. I already think it's better than that one. The main kid in this is one of the kids from Good Boys.
Good Boys, yeah.
And then I think that kid Nick, the podcaster, I think he's really funny.
Oh my god, he's hilarious.
I've enjoyed him a lot in both episodes. Like the new group of kids that are on the team, they're all like these eccentric personalities.
Yeah.
They're enjoyable. They're already like, they're not very deep characters. Like they all have got their 1 or 2 traits, and that's that. But it's cool seeing Gordon Bombay back. Not yet fully in on Lauren Graham being the coach of the team, and the team name is terrible.
Yeah, it's very bad.
So that's kind of weak, but I'm gonna keep watching it. It's, again, like I said, it's not something we're gonna discuss on a weekly basis or anything, but report back probably towards the end of the season. Probably the episode. I think episode 6 is when a lot of the cast members from the movies are going to be in it.
I was going to say, I read about that like there was rumors
that a lot of them, I think like 6 of them are going to be in the episode. So
that's amazing.
Yeah. When that happens, we'll talk about it. But I think it's a 10 episode season. But yeah.
Is it something that will continue if it's popular?
Yeah, I don't think it's a mini. I'm pretty sure it's like
it's an ongoing.
It would be an ongoing series.
That's awesome. I'm so far.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah, I mean, for a kid's show, like the humor isn't completely childish. There's definitely things that are going to go over kids' heads and stuff like that. So, all right, let's talk about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yes.
All right, so we've got episodes 2 and 3 to discuss. Doug, I believe, only saw episode 2, but he'll stay on for that portion and then duck out for episode 3. Episode 2 was the one that was focused around John Walker and him becoming Captain America. It also had a lot to do with finally putting Bucky and Sam into a room together again, and starting that whole awkward buddy cop type of situation.
It's no longer Falcon or the Winter Soldier. It is Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Exactly. If you came to watch both of them banter with each other and ultimately basically hate each other, episode 2 would be what you were looking for. What do you guys think of that one? Ultimately, you digging this whole John Walker fake Captain America type storyline?
No, he has no superpowers. He's just
he's no soldier.
Have they confirmed that?
Yeah, as Doug says.
Have they confirmed that he doesn't have the serum?
Yeah, they said that he was.
He definitely doesn't. He gets his ass kicked in that episode.
Yeah.
By that young girl with the serum. So I don't think he has it. He's just very, very.
I guess. Yeah.
He's like an ultra human, but still human.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, which I guess is
he's just a badass. He's like a badass soldier. Yeah. He was basically the type of guy Tommy Lee Jones would have wanted to be Captain America in First Avenger, and not like the weak fucking Chris Evans type character.
It's funny you should mention that because I've watched every damn Marvel movie last weekend because of fucking Falcon and the Winter Soldier because it just pops them all up. So we watched every single one of them, and like the guy that Tommy Lee Jones wanted to be Captain America in that first movie, they panned to him about 97 times in the movie. Like he's there throughout all of Steve Rogers' life. It's just every time he does something good, they pan to that actor.
But yeah, that's definitely what they're going with. And yeah, maybe he will get the serum by the. I mean, there's only 3 episodes left. Sorry, spoiler alert. He does not get the serum in episode 3, Doug. I will avoid saying any other spoilers for episode 3.
I think in the comics he gets the serum, so I would have to guess he's going to get the serum.
Yeah,
I think in the comics he has something in relation to the task. What is it? The Taskmaster. Who they talk about all throughout episode 3. But yeah, any other thoughts on episode 2? Otherwise, we'll talk about episode 3, which frankly I thought was more eventful. There was the therapy scene with the 2 of them, which I thought was better than what I was expecting based on trailers.
Yeah, that was good.
Although it didn't really make sense. Like, why did Sam have to go in there?
It was court mandated.
Yeah, but why?
Because Bucky was supposed to still be doing his therapy, and basically other Captain America said, no, screw that. He needs to be out and be free and do whatever. So she just decided as part of a court mandated thing to release him. Sam has to come in just to be, I guess, so they can work together or something.
They thought it would be fun. I guess a fun scene to have the 2 actors ad lib would be my guess.
Yeah, it's 100%.
All right, that's fair. All right,
that didn't seem like very scripted at all. It seemed like they kind of just were just talking off the cuff.
Yeah,
totally.
But I liked episode 2 for what it was. There was a couple good scenes. Thought them watching Bucky and Falcon take on a bunch of super soldiers was kind of cool. Since everyone's now a super soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also like that we got to know that Wyatt Russell character is a little bit better, and he's still not likable. He's still pretty hateable, but I liked his character a lot more. I mean, we didn't really see much of him in the first episode, other than he just pops out and looks goofy as hell in the Captain America getup. But it seems like from episode 2 at least that Wyatt Russell is pretty good in the role and is gonna do a good job with it. So
yeah, he plays a great like jock, I guess is the best way to put it. Like he's playing like that like unlikable jock character that you just like kind of like love to hate at this point. And he's interesting. I mean, he definitely has motives that we don't really know about at this point. So I'm interested to see like, what happens with him. I think he's killing it in terms of the character.
It's interesting to see Captain America with a gun on his hip.
Yeah.
Kind of keeps throwing me off a little bit.
I don't like. I
well,
mean,
he had it in like the first movie, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just in modern times, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, the suit is goofy as hell, but I think they did that on purpose because they want to distance themselves.
I don't think it's as goofy as first Avengers suit. That suit was a piece of shit.
I love that suit.
It's fucking horrible with the attached helmet. It's garbage.
Still might have been better than the Avengers one.
Yeah, the Avengers one is goofy as hell.
The Avengers one's pretty bad. I was thinking about.
That's what I was
the
talking.
Avengers one was.
No, not the first Avenger. The first.
Oh,
Avenger.
you're talking
okay. No, I like the first Avenger one. The one in the first Avenger. The attached helmet is fucking the worst thing I've seen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that one. Yeah, that one's goofy.
That one.
Yeah.
All right, Doug, step away. We'll talk about episode 3 for a couple minutes.
Sounds good.
All right, I'll give him 3 seconds and assume by then he's no longer listening.
He's just sitting there watching, man.
1. Yeah, I know.
Doug's
Frozen Doug
watching us.
He's so intent on watching every little thing that we say.
That he's not moving.
Yeah, Dirk, stealth suit for life, dude. Best one.
All right, so Zemo hour.
Yeah.
What they completely have changed up this character.
Yeah, he's actually in.
Yeah, the retcons that they pulled were pretty interesting.
They haven't retconned anything. They're just exploring it. No, they haven't. They're just like going through the comic version of him now.
Yeah.
He's not on his revenge path that he was on in Civil War. So
he's
now,
just
like,
to have fun.
Now they can talk about his character. Now he can dance, fucking fist pump, drink champagne, live his life,
shoot random dudes,
hang out with his little butler friend.
Oh, his butler's awesome. I love his butler.
I was curious how they were going to, because after Civil War, I forgot who said it, but like it said the character will be back, and I was puzzled on like how they were gonna do it because they didn't mention any of his like backstory where he's like this fucking rich Bruce Wayne motherfucker, and like a
Baron.
And a super soldier, but without the serum. I mean, he's like a Green Beret for Sokovia, basically. Like, he can fucking kill you with his finger. So they completely left that out in that movie.
Well, they showed that in the movies. They showed photos of him as like a Green Beret.
They did, yeah. They showed photos, but you never saw him actually like use his skills, really.
No, he just used his brain in that one. He fucking outsmarted everyone.
Exactly. So that was like really jarring. I was excited, but like, because I'm like, yes, we're finally getting the full character, but I wasn't expecting what we got.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some fun.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely enjoying Daniel Bruhl like in this. I mean, I already thought he was great in Civil War.
Yeah.
I thought it was like the start of them getting good villains in the MCU, but this version is fun. Then what do we have? Agent 13, Sharon Carter, she's back.
She was awesome too.
Not very.
I can't stand her.
You hate her for because of revenge.
I fucking hate that show. I hate her.
I don't even know if it's her
that
or if
show
it's
sucks.
just that show.
God, that show sucks. She just every time I see her on screen now, I think of that stupid show.
But yeah, she's very like hardened and cynical from whatever happened, like post Civil War. Do you think she's actually? Do you think she's still an agent and she's undercover, or is
I'm
she
sure.
fully like
I think she's the power broker.
still in the weeds? Really?
Yeah, that's my theory. I think she's the power broker because we never. We
I
haven't
thought
s-
Mephisto was the power broker.
Oh shit!
I'm,
Chalk it up.
I'm
Could be.
joking.
I didn't say it, but it could be.
I'm joking. I don't think Mephisto's
Yeah, no, I
the
think
power broker.
I
I don't
think
think
she.
Mephisto's gonna be anything.
But it's kind of sad with her character because like she doesn't say it, but like she definitely feels like Steve Rogers kind of failed her, which
I mean,
is
she lost Steve Rogers to her fucking old ass aunt.
yeah, which is
As it-
like
Her
kind of
dead
sad,
old ass aunt.
kind of fucking
Going like-
sad. So, but yeah, I think she could possibly be that character, even though I don't really know what the power broker is. That whole
Yeah,
like
neither do I.
I was just like kind of
They just
along
said
for the
power
ride.
broker like 300 times in the
Yeah.
episode.
But her
I'd
character,
imagine though, it sounds like the power broker is something that's well established. It's not just her that showed up in John Wick City, because it is John Wick City.
oh yeah,
It is like those
Well,
assassins.
so-
It's like the Continental Hotel.
that's
Yeah.
one
But for a
other
whole
thing I want to.
city.
That's one thing I was also excited about. Madripoor, that is fucking X-Men, 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 X-Men. Wolverine.
it?
Yeah, Wolverine.
John
so
Wick, dude.
they're definitely like planting the seeds a little bit because
Yeah,
that's
until they just turn the fucking town into Boner Town by the end of the season.
that is true. But like that I forgot the name of the bar that they were
Boner.
in, but that bar is run by Wolverine as an alias, like it's his bar. So I just thought that. I
Nice.
mean, it could just be an Easter egg, but I thought that was pretty
It's
cool.
probably just that, but it was cool. It definitely had a really cool vibe to it. I
Yeah,
like
and
that
then
a lot.
And then, well, kind of had that city kind of had a vibe of like that town in Black Panther, the one that they went to the casino.
Yeah.
It had a little similar like look to it.
It did, yeah.
But speaking of Black Panther, we had the return of King T'Chaka's bodyguard from Civil War.
Yep.
She showed up at the end, so she wants revenge on Zemo. But I mean, he can't get revenge on Zemo. He just wants to party.
Nah, he's so good.
He's a cool dude.
redeemed now. We're good.
So are we gonna get the Zemo cut? Did you see people are hashtagging that?
Yeah, they want to see the full dance.
Yeah. Hashtag
I mean,
give us
yeah, I
the
wanna
Zemo
see the
cut.
full dance. He was surprised the dance made it into the episode.
I think he said there's at least 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes of more dancing, like random dancing that he
Wow.
did.
Yeah, he was thinking like the character. He's like, I was in prison for a while. I'm out. I can cut loose
Fist
now.
pump
I just want to dance.
That's lovely.
at the disco.
Can we
Yeah.
can we give a shout out to Jesse Eisenberg, who played the scientist at the end of the episode, because he is exactly like Jesse Eisenberg. I'm just ashamed they couldn't afford him to play that role, because that dude channeled his inner Lex Luthor to play that role. It was. It's cool though.
Yeah.
I think they've set up a lot of good stuff, and now we got Zemo for the rest of
Any
the episode.
predictions for the second half?
I think they just go party for the rest of it.
I mean, that's what they should do.
Let it be.
I mean, I imagine Walker is gonna. I think I'm trying to remember if he becomes like a villain, that character or not. But I imagine he's gonna get the serum.
I think he's more of an anti-hero character.
Yeah. I don't really remember how his character plays out, but I imagine he's gonna probably be a reoccurring character just in things, movies, whatnot, which will be cool.
Yeah, no, he'll probably become U.S. agent, and by the end of the season, no longer be Captain America and become U.S. agent.
Yep.
And yeah, appear in movies and shit.
But I wonder if we'll get any other notable cameos from like characters from the movies or anything. That's the only question I have.
I don't know if I've heard of any other ones that like pre-release that were supposed to be in it. Like I knew Don Cheadle was going to be in it, which I imagine the one episode was it. We knew Sharon and Zemo were going to be on. So
yes, story-wise, I honestly don't really know where it's going. It's kind of, I mean, it is uncharted waters, I guess, but it'll be interesting to see like what the ramifications are.
Maybe they can give Falcon the serum so he can actually be the Captain America, because he has no superpowers at all.
Yeah, I mean,
I wonder
Winter
if
Soldier's got the serum, so like, but you can't really have an assassin be like a former assassin become Captain America.
Yeah.
He's not exactly the type of symbol that a lot of the country will be able to get behind.
He does it in the comics, I know.
Yes,
but
he is
they
Captain America.
definitely,
All 4 of them are Captain America in the comics.
they definitely want to go with the Falcon route, but I have a hard time believing that Falcon can really be Captain America if he doesn't have superpowers.
Yeah.
I think he would need something.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, they're definitely setting him up as, taking the mantle.
Yeah.
By the
That's
end.
what this whole thing is about. Is
Yeah.
it's his journey
Yes,
of
yeah,
being
it's his
worthy
character
He has to
to
accept it.
take the shield,
Yeah.
which I'm all for. And
Yeah. So we got
it'd
what,
be good to see
three more episodes? That season's this short? My God.
Yep.
well, they're all
Yeah.
like an hour long. right?
Yeah, but it's just I'm so used to, 9 or 10 episodes. But yeah, it's 6 hours basically. We're getting
You're so used to the one other series that they've done.
Yeah. No, just in general. I'm not talking
Yeah,
about
no, I know what you mean.
with television shows.
Yeah, for sure. What's Loki looking like?
6,
6?
6 an hour as well?
I believe so.
Nice.
Okay.
I'll take it.
All right, let's dive into the feature presentation. We're going to be talking about Godzilla vs. Kong, like we said, reviewing that, and we'll go into our dream versus movies. Not a crazy amount, just 4. It's been a long episode with all the news and stuff to talk about just since our last episode, so I thought we'd keep it light and do something a little different by kind of talking about doing a review in our feature presentation, and then kind of just talking a little bit about what we'd like to see in the future. So we'll start.
Good time for spoilers,
Yeah, we're gonna spoil.
Yeah.
Fucking get ready for spoils.
If getting spoiled on the King Kong and Godzilla lore of the late 20 late.
If you have not watched on HBO Max yet or in theaters, drop out now. Come back later. Well, come back next. Yeah, come back later. Doug, you here? You're frozen still, but you should be back.
Dirk, I'll give you the thumbs up when we're talking dream scenarios. Dirk's on mute.
He's on mute for this review. That's fair. All right. Well, Corey and I will start. We've watched it already. JP, you're gonna listen, or?
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
It's not really spoiling anything.
There we go. Yeah, how much can you spoil for?
I'm pretty sure I already know exactly what's going on just based on the first trailer and my gigantic.
You did predict the secret villain.
You'll enjoy it regardless, believe me. Whenever you do watch it.
I don't know that you really are going to be able to predict the story on this one.
Doug, surprise.
Wait, all right. Then let's hear JP's prediction.
All I'm just saying is they're gonna fight each other, and it was Mechagodzilla the whole time instead of Godzilla, and then Godzilla gets out and they fight Mechagodzilla or some shit like that.
You're half right.
Yeah.
They do fight Mechagodzilla's in it. They fight Mechagodzilla at the end.
Then it's Godzilla's brain.
But Godzilla is like basically his like fucking lizard brain is basically forced to fight any other like Titans. So like when they create this Mechagodzilla,
they use like
he comes and attacks like the city in Florida where Mechagodzilla has like been built and stuff.
Pensacola, Florida.
Oh, really?
It gets attacked by Godzilla of all places. And there also happens to be an underground super train that takes you to Hong Kong from Pensacola, Florida.
Yeah.
Is that Panhandle, Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, gotta love it. High speed train up the Panhandle,
in the Gulf of Mexico. Yes, thank you.
I thought that was ridiculous too.
Discussing the ridiculousness.
It's so ridiculous
of this movie, and we haven't even talked yet about how they go all the way down to Hollow Earth in this movie.
Yeah, they go to the center of the earth,
core of the Earth, and that's where the Titans were originally like living. How they have like sun and stuff down there and like skies. I'm a little confused.
Oh, there's the sky in the middle of the earth?
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Vegetation.
Beautiful
beautiful mountains. Mountain range.
Yeah, it's kind of like fucking Pandora down there.
Lovely.
Things are upside down, like there's upside down mountains.
So yeah, that's weird. But yeah, Kong, Godzilla, they fight a couple times. Well, Yes, 2 times. No, 2 or 3 times, Doug. 3 times.
3 times.
It was 3 times. You had the
3 times,
first
yeah.
fight, which was like the water-based fight.
Yeah,
The boat
on the
fight,
boats.
city fight.
And then they have like a 5-minute interlude, and they fight again in the city.
Lovely. They take a break.
Yeah, it turns into daylight, and they fight again.
They get some slices and some water, and then they hit back at it.
Yeah, but the fights were fun between them. I mean, I thought Mechagodzilla was kind of cool. When they team up and fight him, that was fun.
Yeah.
Human character storylines were so stupid.
They were so bad.
Especially
a waste of time.
I forgot his name, but the actor who played basically the mustache twirling CEO villain,
Damian Bashir.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Bob from Hateful Eight.
God, I was dying with him.
The worst storyline for me was the Millie Bobby Brown, Brian Tyree Henry.
Yeah, that was really bad.
And Julian, whatever his name is, from Wilder People and Deadpool 2.
Mm-hmm.
They were just like, it was just exposition. That was like their only job, to explain like what the fuck was going on. But there was no reason why they knew what was going on other than that there was a script that they had to read, so we knew what was going on. I think Kyle Chandler's in it, but like served no purpose at all.
He's in for like 2 seconds.
Purpose. He's coach. God damn it.
He's like it's basically a Bryan Cranston level role where he's just like,
no, it's even less.
It's less than that.
He's basically like, stop filling your head with garbage, listen to podcasts, and and then he's like, "Where's my daughter?"
We don't endorse this movie then.
Yep.
Because they talk shit about.
And he happened to wind up in Hong Kong. Like they both separately wound up in Hong Kong.
They take the bullet train. It only takes about 15 minutes, dude.
And he's like, "Oh my god, why are you in Hong Kong? You're here. This is weird."
It's ridiculous. I mean, the movie so much like emphasizes all story when it comes on Kong and Kong's human characters versus like the Godzilla characters. And like even though Godzilla whoops Kong like pretty much throughout the entire movie,
I mean, it only makes sense. He's a stronger monster.
Yeah, even though like he's got little lizard hands, I don't know how.
But he shoots radiation out of his face, and he's got a big ass tail.
Yeah. The tail definitely helps him.
I loved my favorite character was definitely the deaf girl.
Oh yeah, she was by far the best part of the movie, like best human character in the movie.
I mean, and the scenes with her and Kong going back to Skull Island, like just those were one of my favorite scenes in Skull Island, where they obviously Kong can't speak, so he emotes, and I think they just did that really well.
Well, he can. Kong knows sign language.
Yeah, sign language.
Yes, he knows sign language. I'm talking about like actually like speaking verbally, and he just like the emoting that he does. I think they did a really good job. But in this movie, yes, he can sign language.
I still don't really understand like why they needed Kong to get to the whole plot of trying to get Kong to the Hollow Earth. Like I just didn't really understand why like they needed Kong, why they had to like
they didn't. They just went straight.
Well, they
found that hole and they flew straight.
They said that he was gonna know how to get to Hollow Earth and like direct them there, but then like it didn't seem like he was like passed out on the ship the whole time.
Well, also like they needed him originally because they didn't have a vehicle to get there because of the gravity changes. Now they have this technology to get them there, so they don't need Kong. It was silly. That was silly, and it's like, oh, your people might be down there.
They definitely cut like a half an hour from the movie. I feel like it just ended so quickly, and there's a like Lance Reddick shows up and has like one line of dialogue, and it's like a really important like thing. Like, I was like, he was definitely supposed to have more to do.
Yeah.
There was a character in the beginning of the movie that like was a recognizable actor that I'm like, he should have been in it longer. I don't know. I felt like they cut a lot of stuff.
I mean, the movie ended up.
I feel like they probably cut a lot of Kyle Chandler.
Yeah. The movie ended up. What was the runtime? It was like just 2 hours.
Under 2 hours.
Yeah. So it probably
like an hour 45.
It probably could have been easily close to like 2.5 hours.
I mean, I'm not upset like that. It was under 2 hours.
I didn't really care.
I've realized that I don't really like Godzilla or Godzilla movies over the past like couple weeks. I've thought about it. I'm like, I didn't like the 98 one. Like that was a bad movie. I don't like the 2014 one. King of the Monsters was dumb. This is stupid, but like at least it was fun. I like King Kong. So like that probably was why I enjoyed this at all.
Yeah, and I've been shit talking this a lot because the story is just so ridiculous and
It is
goofy and makes no sense. Like we had someone staying with us, and he was like, I told him we watched Godzilla versus Kong, and he wanted me to like kind of tell him the story, and like just repeating the story out loud was just like the whole thing is just so ridiculous sounding that I was just like, yeah, this movie is just trash from a story perspective. But I had a blast watching this movie. They like, I'm good with them cutting out like whatever semblance of a story actually was there. Because
just have it be 30 minutes of fighting.
It should.
Yeah,
be.
I didn't really like care that
there was that last fight was long. That was like 40 minutes. It felt like, or like 30 minutes.
I enjoyed the fact that all the fights. I thought all the fights were awesome.
Agreed.
Especially that last fight was really cool. I thought the CGI was great.
Another thing did you know? Sorry to interrupt, but did you know that the Mechagodzilla, like the guy who was like controlling him, did you know that was Ken Watanabe's son from the other Godzilla movies?
No.
Yeah, they just they just didn't mention it, but he was playing his son.
Okay.
Like so they definitely cut that from the movie.
Oh my god.
That whole plot line was dumb too.
Yep, it was. What did
like,
they use?
He was supposed to control Mechagodzilla with his mind, but then
they were doing like it's basically like a Pacific Rim test run.
Well, they used
then the decapitated head took over and like killed him, and then controlled the Mechagodzilla.
Well, they used that. What's that monster from the other one with the 3 dragon heads? Ghidorah, or what is it?
Ghidorah.
Yeah,
Ghidorah.
They used like 2 of the heads, one in the body and then one in that machine to like make it all work. It's so ridiculous. Telepathy.
Yeah, it didn't really.
Oh, and then the dumbest line of dialogue in the movie was, "It's Robo Godzilla." No, it's Mecha Godzilla.
That was so bad, but I loved it. I loved it.
Julian Dennison trying to like pull off that ridiculous dialogue, like with Brian Tyree Henry. It was just fucking absurd.
Kong bows to no one was almost as bad too.
Yeah, that was pretty stupid. But I was prepared for that because it was in the
trailer.
You bow to no man.
No, it's Mecha Godzilla.
So stupid.
Dun, dun, dun.
You want to know who like
Godzilla? No, it's not Godzilla. This fucking
Ken Watanabe, isn't he the one that had the line like "Let him fight"?
Yeah.
I felt like he pulled that one off. Like that, I thought worked.
Yeah, it was a goddamn.
Just need to have him back.
It's a fucking meme. Yeah. I've been seeing that online for the past 6 years.
That was what? That was King of the Monsters, right?
No, that was Godzilla, 2014.
Okay. And I just watched these movies and I can't even remember what movie it's from.
You said something recently. Oh yeah, you're like, wait, so Ken Watanabe's coming back in this one, right? I'm like, he sacrificed himself on an atomic bomb to bring Godzilla back to life. You're like, oh, I must have missed that part.
This was 10 minutes after finishing King of the Monsters, and I remember saying to Murph, "Wow, it looks like this movie didn't really stick with me."
It's like that was like probably one of the like most like heartfelt attempts of like having an actual scene in those movies where like all the characters like, you're making a great sacrifice and you just completely forgot about it.
Yeah, I still don't remember it at all.
Kyle Chandler, he actually had fucking scenes in that one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's it. Is anything else on Godzilla versus Kong, or you want to get into our dream matchups?
Kong had Stormbreaker. I liked that, basically. His axe.
Yeah, the axe was cool.
That was cool.
The like, I didn't need the whole defibrillator scene with the ship.
Oh yeah.
It was kind of dumb.
It was a redo. They did the same exact thing just with Ken Watanabe and an atomic bomb in the last one.
Yeah, but they decided that they could use, which is like not how
no humans
his
had to
heart was
sacrifice
slowing
themselves.
down.
Yeah.
Are we gonna
Khan's
get
heart
another
was slowing
one?
down, and they were like, "Let's just use a defibrillator," and it's like that's not how defibrillators work. Whatever.
It sounds like they've
And like,
run out of ideas.
why does everyone have like super futuristic technology? Was the other question I had. And like,
I don't know when this movie takes place. I mean,
Like
Florida's super sophisticated, and it must be way in the future.
Godzilla's always like that, though. All the old Japanese ones, they have weird, robots and Japanese shit. So they probably were paying homage to something like that.
Yeah.
maybe.
Do you think we're gonna get another one?
I mean, it made a lot of money. I think whatever they do after this, they'll free fall. Unless they do another sort of like add somebody else to the match. And
they could do a prequel.
Fucking three-way fight. Triple threat match. But yeah, I don't know. But let's get into our dream matchups. We'll start with X-Men versus Avengers. This is a very realistic one, something that I definitely think we will see over the next probably 10 years. Who threw this on the list?
Me.
JP? Well, you went with realism.
That you couldn't pass that up.
Yeah, I mean, like we talked about Civil War at the beginning of the program. This is the next logical type of Civil War, and it'll be just so much more epic because there'll be so much more characters. Like imagine if Civil War had all the characters that were in the end of Endgame.
Jesus,
that would have been like wild. You can actually do that with X-Men versus Avengers.
Yeah,
whenever that does come out.
With.
It'll be, I mean,
that'll be a very
you have the right directors that like make it the whole battleground very clear. Like you can pull it off, but they're gonna have a tough time with introducing all these new X-Men. Like, because they have to do that before we can actually get this type of movie.
You do this like a 3-part movie series, I guess. If you wanted to, you can do X-Men introduction, build up to a fight.
Oh, did you raise your hand for anyone who didn't want to? What was that? How were we gonna let people know? Did you message?
I let Dirk know. Yeah, we
Cool.
know. I said it in the chat.
Cool. Sorry, what were you saying though?
I was just saying it probably makes more sense to do this over a series of movies than one, because you have to introduce them, you have to have beef, and then you have to actually do the fight, which I feel like would take. It took them. Infinity War was like fucking 2 movies to do, and I feel like you can't just do Civil War with this one and just cram it into a movie. It has to be its own.
And cram it into a Captain America movie. It's not even like its own thing.
Yeah, no, I don't think it would work with that, but it would be truly epic. It would be really, really neat to see how they do it. But we're probably like 10 years away from that.
Yeah, it'll probably be the 2030s, or like the end of the 2020s. But yeah, I definitely think that one's one that's going to happen. It's going to be a blast whenever it does happen.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on this, Corey, Doug?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Not for X-Men.
All right. Well, the next comic one, which is definitely a little more, it will be a little tougher to pull off. But I do think it will eventually happen.
They did it in the comics.
They've done it in the comics.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to involve 2 mega fucking corporations in Warner Media and Disney for this to actually happen. But I mean, they got Spider-Man. Sony or Marvel Studios is able to do some good shit. They're able to make miracles happen. So DC versus Marvel.
Yep.
That's like the dream matchup.
Yeah.
But DC's got to get their shit together.
Yeah, it solely hinges on Warner Brothers having some fucking idea about what they're doing.
Which they still don't.
Or them just fucking up everything so badly that they're basically like, Kevin,
help us.
Can you fix us?
Do Batman good. Do Superman good now, please.
Disney buys DC.
Like that's like the type of shit that will have to go down, or they both just have to. Like Marvel's had to add so much success, like 40 movies deep, and they're just like, all right, what else do we do now? I guess we fucking just fight DC.
Yeah.
But yeah, this would be one that I don't think it would come out for another 20, 30 years.
And it wouldn't even be anything recognizable to what we have now. It would be something completely fucking different.
Yeah, like you wouldn't be able to have any of the actors that were in.
They'd all be old or dead.
It would
Yeah.
probably take them like 5 or 10 years to like hash out like the contracts if they actually wanted to do this.
Paul Rudd's like 52. He'd be dead.
No, he's.
But he'll still look like he's
Paul
30,
Rudd's 52.
so-
He'll be a beautiful corpse.
Yeah,
But-
he'll walk around like Clint Eastwood age, but like look like he does in Clueless.
Probably.
But yeah, I mean, it would be really fun to see this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would make so much fucking money that it would just be. I think it would be unfair to every other movie ever created in terms of comparing it to a box office, because
the only other thing that could make this happen, the third thing, would be if comic book movies eventually fall out of favor and start making less money.
it's true.
And then this is a way to get that mega bucks back. Do some sort of a
team up. I
yeah.
guess. I mean, I imagine like anything, it's gonna fall, out of style eventually.
Well, when
Everything
did Iron Man
does.
come out?
What's that?
2008. Everything does,
2008.
but it came out in 2008.
Yeah.
That's 13 years.
It'll
That's,
go the
that's
way-
a long time.
Go the way of the Western probably at some point. It might just take longer, but eventually it will. People will get bored.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
every generation like their own thing. So once we're not in charge of Hollywood's decision making, and these future generations decide
Slowly
they just want to
approaching.
they want to see TikTok movies on the big screen. We'll see what happens at that point in time.
They're gonna resurrect Quibi, and it's gonna go into fucking theaters.
That's
Our attention span
let's
allows
hope
us to pay attention for 8 minutes.
and
There's a Quibi.
then we get to play on our phone for a bit, and then you throw on another Quibi.
Yeah, there's a social media break in between 2 Quibis.
Intermission.
All right, next up, we've got one that it's not the most realistic at this point in time, but I like what you guys were thinking. Kind of goes back in that Freddy versus Jason mode, but this one is Annabelle versus Chucky. So they're owned by 2 different studios, but Freddy and Jason were originally owned by 2 different studios, and that eventually happened. So it could be a similar situation here. It'd be ridiculous. Like Chucky is so much different. Chucky is so much different in tone than Annabelle and anything in the Conjuring universe.
And Annabelle doesn't move. Well, she doesn't move on screen. She doesn't move on screen. So I don't know
That
how
would
the
be
fuck.
so fucking boring.
What the fuck would happen? Like
Who put this, Doug?
you would. I could envision it. You would just see Chucky doing his Chucky things, walking, and then you would just see the doll of Annabelle, and then something would happen off screen,
man,
go back, and
hilarious.
she moves.
It sounds funny.
You
though.
could have her. You could have her move on screen though for this matchup.
They've never
She has to
had-
move, right?
They would absolutely never ever do that because that ruins.
No, maybe
character.
she doesn't have to move. She just possesses things that attack Chucky, and Chucky eventually has to like kill Annabelle in order for it to stop. You can make it work.
I think this works
I-
better as like a body count movie. Like they're competing to see who can kill more people.
Yes, and there'd obviously have to be the subplots with humans, and all the humans would have to die.
What about Chucky versus the Nun? I mean that would
They're
be
not
even,
dolls. Doesn't work.
But that
Yeah,
would
it's
be
not
even
a
more
doll, I mean.
ridiculous. You just
It
see,
only work. This matchup only makes sense because it's 2 dolls.
you just see Valak fighting Chucky. That would be fun.
Like Puppet Master versus Chucky.
Yeah.
That could work. They move a lot.
Small Soldiers versus Toy Story. I'm getting off the.
I mean, small soldiers like would fucking kill them in 15 minutes.
Yeah,
I
they're
think.
militarized.
I would say Gremlins versus Small Soldiers are more
Oh,
realistic
Yeah, true.
because it's the same director.
But this,
Yeah.
this would be. I would be interested to see how they would make this work if they were given the opportunity. But it seems, I mean, I guess ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
Unlikely, but crazier things have happened.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Alright.
submit a treatment for that.
Do it.
There you
Gonna
go.
make it
Go
happen.
for it, Doug.
I mean, Chucky's
Doug's
getting
gonna spend the next year and a half of his life writing a fucking like
Chucky's
I
got a new
got it.
TV
It ends
show
up being a
coming out.
trilogy.
down. They're just gonna go, Doug. the doll does not move, and we are now the doll, and they push it back at you.
Anything's possible. All right, and then our last matchup, which ties this whole fucking episode back together. We've got Godzilla and Kong versus Pacific Rim. So this actually could happen. Legendary owns all three of them. I don't know where they go next with this Godzilla versus Kong stuff. They didn't tease a sequel at the end. There was no post-credit stuff, but they also were dealing with the fact that the last movie didn't make much money, so they didn't want to tease a sequel. This one's doing well. At this point, it's only going to make more money if they add another gimmick to it, because you've already extinguished all the major Godzilla villains at this point. King Kong, you've been to Skull Island. He's been on like normal, like the regular world now.
Yeah.
They're set kind of in some sort of weird future where there's super technology. So I think Pacific Rim takes place in what, 2030?
Yeah, it's like not so distant future at this point.
They can't be in the same world. They've got to like somehow cross dimensions or something.
Why can't they be in the same world?
People would have used the Pacific Rim robots to fight Godzilla and Kong.
They're building them now.
Yeah, they're building them underground using
Mecha Godzilla was the first prototype.
They're using the Hong Kong tunnel from the Panhandle.
Then I guess they'll just have to like reboot it, because I think the story with Pacific Rim is they specifically built the robots to fight the aliens that were coming from under the ocean.
Yeah,
I don't know. Fucking have more aliens come up.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the story, they can rewrite it.
I think you're reading too much into this.
Like they could do like a team up with the two of them and Pacific Rim versus other bad monsters. Or
by the end of the movie, the Pacific Rim people and Godzilla vs. Kong are going to be on the same team. We know how it's going to work. But I think that's got to be the next step.
I mean, who doesn't love giant robots? Everyone loves giant robots.
Pacific Rim was amazing. The first one.
Pacific Rim's fucking awesome.
Pacific Rim 2.
Yeah, the first one was really good.
Haven't seen.
So throw giant robots in there.
Have Guillermo del Toro come and direct this one.
That would be amazing.
I'm sure he would be glad to do it if the opportunity came about. I mean, I'm not onto it. This is just like, it's just common sense. It just has it writes itself. So I think that's what's got to happen.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think your next one is going to be a flop.
Yeah, I heard probably.
I heard rumors that they're thinking of doing a prequel, but it would just end up being the same movie again. Godzilla vs. Kong.
It didn't. Did they do four prequels?
It would be a prequel where you would see Godzilla and Kong fighting the first time when they talked. They talked about it in the movie
in like Hollow Earth.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, how could you do a movie around that? That's absurd. But that's what I read.
Well, it would erase the human problems since we wouldn't have any of that.
Yep. Like their first.
Because it looked like
their first matchup, I guess.
It looked like Kong and Godzilla's ancestors had fought in Hollow Earth, so I guess you could technically do a prequel where Godzilla and Kong's ancestors fight.
Like mutton chop fucking sideburns and shit, and they're wearing frilly collars to denounce that they're the ancestors. They're like old school, and they're doing like the put up your dukes boxing. It's like the Patriot, but with Godzilla and King Kong. Yeah, they all wear like period appropriate clothing.
These are probably all ideas that are probably already on the table that they during their
probably.
Their
I mean, there was no reason to go to Hollow Earth other than to like try to set something up for future movies.
Yeah.
So, we forgot to mention JP. Godzilla can.
Oh wait, we got Dirk in the chat, man.
Oh, never mind.
What was it? I want to know.
What can Godzilla do?
I'll tell you guys later.
Just say spoiler alert and
tell me. Yeah, Dirk can close their ears. Chat can close their ears.
All right,
everyone can close their ears.
Spoiler alert: Godzilla can use his atomic breath to blow a hole down to the center of the earth.
Down to Hollow Earth,
get to
down to Hollow Earth.
On the Hollow Earth.
So they really
they
just
didn't
had to
really need
ask
to
him the
do
whole time?
like. Yeah, they didn't really need to go on this adventure. Godzilla could have gotten on there like super easily.
So it's like the fucking Star Wars movie where they all leave the ship to try and get to safety, but there's a planet right there at the end of the movie. Why don't we just go there? It's safe. Just
Yeah,
extraneous
it's pretty
bullshit.
ridiculous.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
All
No
right.
human actors.
I think we've talked enough about Godzilla and Kong.
Yeah,
in
it's
this
just
episode. But
the goofy thing I remembered about it.
no, I'm glad you brought it up because it was ridiculous. But yeah,
God.
that's all we've got for today. Thank you again for listening. We're going to be covering 2007 in our yearly film series, so you can check that out on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, right after this. Next week we are going. This has been an idea that we thought about a while ago. We're actually going to get to it. It's recasting actors in movies who we think would have been better fitted and elevated the material. So it's going to be a kind of creative one. So yeah, check that out next week. And as always, this has been Corey, Doug, JP, and Murph at Live Breathe Film. We'll be back next week, and we hope you are too. Thanks a lot.